Tupac and Jay-Z. What was Tupac's issue with Jay-Z?
You know, the reason why Pac dissed Jay-Z, a lot of people need to know this because they want to make it seem like Pac was just a bully, you know. Jay-Z did a record with with Biggie. Jay-Z did a video with Biggie. And in the video, they was playing Monopoly. And you hear Jay-Z look at Biggie like, man, we need some of that West Coast money out there. It's a lot of money on the West Coast. And like, yeah, we're going to take it. But the different song when Biggie said, if Faith have, twins, she would have two Pacs. Both of these incidents, came across Pac radar. So he said, now Jay-Z involved in it. That's how Pac was, They were just good at, you got to understand, the PR, whoever they had on the East Coast PR team, they were just good to make it seem like Pac was the bully and they was the nice guys. They did a real good job with that. You know what I mean? They did a real good job to make it seem like Pac was just attacking everyone. But no, he had a reason. Everyone he dissed, every song that he talked about somebody, Pac was reacting.
What was Tupac's reaction when he first heard Brooklyn Finance and the line Biggie made about him and Faith Evans?
I think when it got back to him, I never heard him playing a record, but I think it got back to him, and that's why he said they talking slick. Jay-Z and them talking slick, and Pac would go straight to his reaction was in the studio. He'd go right to the studio. You know what I mean? That's why he was doing so many songs attacking him. It wasn't for no reason. It didn't come out the blue. They attacked Pac first. Jay-Z dissed him first, and he reacted. Jay-Z didn't say nothing verbally about Pac, but allowing Biggie to say, that on his song, Pac look at it like, well, you part of it as well. I have respect for Jay-Z, and I'll tell you why. Because, after Pac died, I still had a mentality where I don't like nobody that Pac didn't like. I never heard a Biggie record in my life. When Biggie record used to come on, I used to turn the television off. When Jay-Z music used to come on, I turned the television off. If I get in the car with one of my homies, they can't play Biggie, you can't play Jay-Z. I used to literally take it like it's an insult. Like I remember I used to get in the car with my brother Mooney and he'd be playing Jay-Z and I'd be mad. We'd get into arguments. So one day I was with Steve Lobel, and this what made me have a little respect for, Jay-Z, because I like when people handle their business as like men. And one day I was with Steve Lobel. We was in Hollywood Boulevard. I believe it was Run DMC. They was getting they handprint on the Guitar Center on Hollywood Boulevard. And it's crazy because this video came out. You see Jay-Z standing right next to me with a bunch of other rappers. And I remember when I seen Jay-Z, I didn't think he knew who I was. And I said to myself, well, I'm not going to speak to him because he Jay-Z. Pac ain't like him. I didn't like him. So I'm sitting with Steve Lobel and he walked up to me. He's like, what's going on? How's everything? You good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, how's your homies? How's everybody? How's the crew? He was very respectful the way he handled it. You know what I mean? And it just made me look at him like an individual where you got to respect people like that. Because one thing Pac used to say, man, whenever you have a problem with an individual, if they come to you man to man and they not enforcing their negativity or their problem and they bow down or they show respect, you should show respect back. Of course, as a Muslim, I implement that in my life now, but back then I didn't have any guidance. I was able to see this from Jay-Z or see the way Pac deal with individuals. So these was all learning experiences for me.
The incident between Tupac and Treach in the Rolling 60s. Give me the backstory behind that.
The incident with Pac, Pac mentioned that incident to us. He said it was in LA. And this is, people got to give Pac, you know what I mean? He handled a lot of things honorable. I mean, when that situation happened with Treach, the Rolling 60s, the biggest Crip gang in Los Angeles. And, Treach, even though he's from New Jersey, he always had a West Coast vibe about him. And some of his, group members was from the West Coast, from Inglewood. So Treach used to walk around with Dickies on, And some dudes from the Rolling 60 Crips, they went up to him and they started, pressing him. What's up? Why you dress like this? What set you from? If you dress like a gangbanger, we need to know what gang you representing. And from what Pac said, I think an incident, came. I think they swung on Treach. Treach had to leave because he was outnumbered. And then rumor around LA was that the Rolling 60s, the 60s are actually looking for Pac. So Pac said when he heard the rumor, he jumped in his car. He said he took 2 Glocks. Went to the 60s hood, jumped out, not with guns, not on no gangster stuff, went to their hood, He's like, what's going on, Pac? I heard y'all looking for me. You know, he gave him, you know, whatever he gave him, whatever they do. You know what I mean? He was like, it was a misunderstanding, but I'm here, you know, to talk man to man. And that's why they respected Pac. They said, look, man, you did a real man thing. You came to us, you talked like a man. They shook hands, hugged, and he walked away. You know what I mean? So Pac was that type of individual. He confront his problems. He didn't go over there on no macho stuff because, you know, he respected him.
The Wu-Tang incident, when one of the members got their chain snatched. Tell me about that.
Yeah, one of the Wu-Tang members was at Suge Club 662 in Vegas. And some of the homies, I think they was Suge homies, or they was some blood homies affiliated with Suge homies. I guess they snatched their chain. And when word got back to Pac went up to him and was like, no, give him the chain back. And then Pac gave him the chain, was like, told the Wu-Tang dudes, if you want to fight the guy who snatch your chain, I will let you get a fair fight. You know, but that was the type of person Pac was. And that's why he kept saying he was angry at Biggie and them, because he said, if you guys the king of New York, then you should know who shot me. And he used that as an example. When the Wu-Tang-Clan dude got their chain shot, Pac put himself out there to gang members, like, you know what I mean, killers. Pac like, no, he stepped up and was like, y'all giving that chain back. And then Pac went to the Wu-Tang dude with the chain and said, now if you want to fight to get your honor back, you could fight a fair fight. You know what I mean? But they just took their chain and, you know what I mean, and kept rolling.